Hi, Noptula. My name is Anel Nzimande. I'm the Corporate and Brand Communications Manager for Procter & Gamble South Africa.
Hi, Anele. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. My apologies for the mess before this.
No problem.
You recently traveled to Durban for the handover of Siyakhakabusha Primary School. It's quite sentimental because I'm from Phoenix. Can you tell us about the campaign, Siyakhakabusha? What is it about and why Siyakhakabusha?
Siyakhakabusha is a campaign that we launched following the KZN riots last year. So I think we all saw the destruction and devastation that happened in many parts of KZN to key infrastructure. So shopping malls, for example, were impacted. We saw warehouses being looted, stores, and schools, which was actually underreported. I don't think a lot of people know that schools were impacted. And unfortunately, in South Africa, schools are always a target when we are expressing our grievances and dissatisfaction. So why Siyakhakabusha? We felt that there was an opportunity for us as P&G to step up and to restore and refurbish the schools that were impacted by the violence and public destruction of property. Yeah. And we partnered up with a few stakeholders who helped us to identify the schools that had been most affected. So why Siyakhakabusha? Through our partnership with the Department of Education and also with UNICEF, we were able to identify 5 schools where we could quickly give the aid that was needed so that the learning programs and the teaching programs of the learners in these schools would not be interrupted.
Yeah, I mean, we do know that readers are leaders, and this plowed onto the educational system in KZN, in Phoenix as a community. What impacts did you see on that day, or what sort of impacts do you see as P&G from plowing onto Siyakhakabusha as a school?
It was really beautiful. I'm also from KZN. I was born and raised in Durban. So it was wonderful for me at a personal level to go back into a community that is very familiar to me. And I think from the corporate side as P&G, it was so great to see the enthusiasm of the learners, the gratitude when they got on stage to chat to us about the impact of the investment and how they would be custodians of the school, and to chat with the school principal and the teachers, and you actually see this leadership, that we often don't shine a spotlight on, that we often don't think about, the leadership that is required to make sure that these schools are running, the unrelenting efforts of the principals, of the school teachers, and organizations such as UNICEF. Yeah. So as an investor, as P&G, it was really great to see the work that actually happens in the background in order to unleash the potential of learners in this country.
And how was the relationship with UNICEF formed?
We have a relationship with UNICEF. I think it's part of our responsibility, as P&G, to have key partnerships with stakeholders such as UNICEF. We also have relationships with the National Education Collaboration Trust, which worked with us in this project as well. For us as P&G, we want to be a force for growth so that we can be a force for good. If the organization is growing and impacting communities through our products, we are also able to be a force for good in communities. So that is our mandate. And we make sure that we have the right partnerships to be able to deliver on that mandate.
Makes a lot of sense. And Anele, I know as P&G, you didn't just wake up and decide to refurbish Siyakhakabusha Primary School, for example. Can you tell us on the process and what are some of the challenges that you encountered?
Yes, so, we had to have stakeholders on the ground to assess the amount of damage that had happened. Yeah. So that happened last year. just after the riots. And, at Siposetu specifically, the admin block had been completely burnt down. You could actually stand in the building and look up and see the sky.
Yep.
So the roof, the roof was no longer there. And you can just imagine the lack of safety, for the kids to be in a schooling environment where there is a building like that. In many of the schools, there were equipment that was stolen, key equipment, computers. Those are always the first things to be targeted when there's chaos and riots. And so we were able to assist in that regard as well, specifically at Golden Steps School, where there are children with special needs.
Yeah.
And there was equipment taken that robbed these learners of an opportunity to be able to, learn in ways that assist them. So I think I'm really proud of the interventions that have been made, the work that each of the stakeholders have put in to make this partnership work. And I think, the future of these schools is exciting and promising, and we continue to connect with the leaders in these schools to monitor the progress.
100%. I'm also very proud as a person who comes from Phoenix, and I know the school. So can you tell us what else is next for the campaign? Which other schools are in line?
We don't have a number of schools next, but what we have done is, in addition to the refurbishing of the schools, we have given away 5 million Rand worth of PNG products to support the people of KZN. We have also now included these 5 schools in our Always Keeping Girls in School program. So the Always Keeping Girls in School program provides puberty education, and we tackle taboos and stigma. And in addition to that, we give grade 7 learners 6 months supply of sanitary pads. And why do we do this? We do this because we want girls to feel empowered, to understand the changes that are happening in their bodies, and also that the girls in these schools, specifically that we've now enlisted in the program, do not have to miss school because they do not have access to sanitary pads. So this is an ongoing program that we run as always. We've donated 22 million pads overall since the inception of the program. So I think what's next is to see where are the opportunities, right? In the same way that we've done now with this Always Keeping Girls in School program, and to plug the schools into our existing programs to keep the relationships going.
Oh, wow. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Anna. We appreciate it. Do you have any closing words for us?
Yes, I would say, it's such a pleasure for us as PNG to be able to show the people of KZN that we care as PNG. We care about unlocking the potential of learners and securing their futures by, providing schools that are safe and secure for them. So this Siyakhakabusha initiative is very close to our hearts, and we would encourage the learners and the communities to be good custodians of this infrastructure.
Amazing. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nokuthula.